Hello, hello, hello. It's us lot again. Yes, we're back for a second helping in December, maybe January, who knows. But this time, I'm joined by the beautiful Neale Jarrett.
Good evening. Hello, everybody. How are we doing?
I'm joined by the beautiful Matthew Moore.
Hello, Dave. Hello, Neale. Hello, special guest.
And talking of our special guest, I should pre-warn you, it's a fellow Black Country lad, so if any of you have difficulty understanding, YouTube won't be able to sort the subtitles out for you. It's the wonderful Stuart Whitehouse!
Stu!
Thank you very much for that intro.
This is a thing, Stu. I'm a bit worried because you know when you go home or you talk to your mom or you talk to locals and so on. You know when two Black Country people get together, they get far worse their accent.
Yeah, but you know where I'm like with accents and stuff like that. I can't cope with it. So hopefully my accent isn't that hardcore. I don't think it is. But
let's talk
that's
deliciously
not for me
posh
to decide.
tonight.
Now I've said all that. Do Neale and Matt understood exactly what we just said then?
Yes,
do they need to be
get
translation?
Excuse me. I lived in Brierley Hill and Dudley for 3 years. I get it. I can't speak.
Sorry.
I can't speak it, but I get it. I understand.
You can't speak it, can ya?
No. Yum yum. No. Do you think it does saying that? Does YouTube try and translate into closed captions? Does it try and do that? I mean, I've done.
It does try.
Yeah.
Try being the operative word.
It's going to be absolutely awful, isn't it? It's going to be terrible. Oh, well. It's going to fail first off. Stu, how are you doing then, mate? You all right?
Oh, I'm good. I had a bit of COVID, which is the first time I've ever had it. So I thought I was invincible. I thought I was that, in The Last of Us, the Ellie who got the cure and everybody's going to operate on her. I thought I was the person. Sorry, yeah.
I'm probably the only person on this podcast that hasn't finished that.
That's not a spoiler, actually. That is a part of the
it's in the first 25 minutes, Dave. Yeah. You're okay.
Anyway, so but I'm not special anymore. I'm like just normal people.
Did you think you were like the cause of COVID? Like you gave it to everybody else?
Now the funny thing is, it was just like a bad cold. But when COVID all kicked off, I had a really bad cold because there was all the hype and everybody was scared and all that. Like, I ended up having a chest infection, but I thought I was actually dying. And I even told to my wife, going, right then, all the bank stuff, just make sure you transfer it and all that to you when you need to and all that stuff. And then the next day it was just like the doctor went, here, have some of this. And like, oh, I better now. Okay, cool.
Have some Vicks for your chest.
That's it.
Yeah, God.
I'm all good.
I've had like Vic, talking in Vicks, I don't know if you spoke about this before, but has anybody heard about putting Vicks on your feet for a cough? I've currently got a cough.
No.
Yeah, put Vicks on your feet and then put a sock on, go to bed, you wake up fine.
But Dave will know this story. A very, very close friend who's sadly passed away, but he put Vicks Vaporub on his cock just to see what it felt like.
I bet it felt like fucking murder.
So, yeah. That's not why he passed away, but anyway, we move on from there.
I think that's a really good segment and time to pause and see if we can just pull a fellow into this call, shall we?
Yeah, somebody who's not yet dead but probably should be.
Punch it.
And also joining us, as always, it's Mr. Joe Cooper. How are you, Joe?
Oh, he looks so cute. Look at him. Oh, nice to join you, Joe.
So, Joe, just as you were walking in, we were discussing the fact that at least at the time, the four of us who were here, we shouldn't have a problem with insane Brummy speak and lingo. So how are you going to do with the Brummy talk?
I'll be good. We've been listening to a lot of Brummies. Dave's obviously the sort of gateway Brummie.
Name them. Which ones?
Frank Skinner.
Jasper Carrot.
Jasper Carrot. Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Standard,
Simon Le Bon. The classics.
Lenny Henry. Bit Brummie.
He's Dudley.
He's sort of easing you in.
To be called a Brummie.
No.
They definitely are, though, aren't they? They all talk like that. Come on.
Anyway, where are we? Right. So, Stu.
Hello.
Why don't you give us a little bit of background into your gaming journey? Where did you begin?
Wow. I began in...
Your mother's womb. Sorry, I had to say
that. I did. Yes, I can't deny that.
Sorry.
That did happen.
A glint in
right.
the milkman's
When
eye.
did Commodore PET come out? Was that
I don't know.
75? Anyway, my dad used to work for a company, and he was quite high up, so he could just take shit home from work. So he could take this CBM PET, and it was out. So green screen, lovely keyboard. You know what CBM PET looks like? Classic 1970s grey PC, fantastic. And the game I used to play on there, my very first game I really got really into, was called Siege, and it was simply a line at the top, and there's a guy with the forward slash and back slash as the hands, and then over his head throwing bricks down this wall to stop people from climbing up it. So that was my very first introduction in that sense. Then got Atari 2600. Well, my dad bought it, and then we had it for about 8 months. And then one Christmas he gave it me, and I started crying because I thought it was the best present in the world. And I didn't realise. And then... Then
you realise you're going free from work.
No.
Yeah, I'm joking.
A lot of money then, mate, as well. It's just unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. No.
Was it pack tested when you got it?
They didn't pack test in the 70s, mate. You know that. It's just all dangerous.
They just
licking
live
cables
wires
and
into the wall.
Just lick your fingers before you put it in.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then my first actual computer was a VIC-20. I loved my VIC-20 so much. Many happy hours just played rubbish games. I can't even remember the games on there. There was like simplistic games like I don't know, dice rolling or poker, or not poker, but just like very simplistic games or whatever, because it was like that kind of machine. And then what was the computer after that? Oh, my Amstrad. Now this is probably where Dave now comes into it now, not because he didn't got me the Amstrad. It's just that this is what I knew Dave around about this time. So I got 6128. It was awesome. Disk drive, colour. It was an amazing machine. Got it second hand, really good price as well. And many games. Silkworm was a classic one we had, Dave. I bought it in Birmingham, and then 6 hours later completed it. It was just in the process smashing up with a space bar as well, but it was
He broke the space bar on his Amstrad.
Yeah.
We smashed it.
We really did, didn't we? I never got into Spectrums or anything like that, and I never got into Amigas, but I was definitely in the ST camp. So I'm sorry, everybody I've offended. Lee Cox, you can do one.
No, you're doing fine company in ST land.
Yes, you are, mate.
Well, the thing is, though, the ST one is like, to be fair, at that time, I used to hang around with Dave a lot, a friend of ours, Matt, and a few others. We all had STs, and it was just like, all our friends had them. I didn't really know anybody who had an Amiga until later, but we all had STs and that. So we had a couple of mates who.
Isn't it? This is the twist in the tale. Is that an Amiga 600?
Really?
Yeah. Deluxe paint till I die.
And we had a couple of mates who used to code on there, and we just thought they were ace, and we just used to stay up all night while they were coding. Remember Trev and his pizza game? Yeah, and all that stuff. So
Trevor went on to work for Rare.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So, and then after all that, I got a PS1, loved it, played a shit ton of Tekken 2, Wipeout 29600. Oh God, and what else? I mean, those were just the two main games I used to play. Ridge Racer and all that kind of stuff.
Micro Machines.
Yeah, Micro Machines. Sorry, yeah. Love Triangle. I also had it chipped as well, so I ended up having all the games in the world and got really bored because you had everything, so therefore you never played anything. And then after that, I don't know, I just stopped playing. PS2 era just flew by. Nothing about Xbox. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I could say, it was girls, but it really wasn't. It's just like, I don't know, just for some reason it went by. But then I got back into it. A friend of mine bought a PS3. Now, they had it for a couple of years, but I went down the house and they showed me Mass Effect 2. And I did, remember, my context of gaming before was on a PS1, so it was very, it's like very gameplay. It's like Tekken. It's just fighting or racing or, you're not like complex games. There's no real story. You just like getting from A to B and that kind of stuff. But that was the first game I ever saw, which is actually, I couldn't believe what I was seeing and like the movie quality of it all. No, looking back on it, I mean, I've always played on PlayStation, but I know that was probably the worst version at that time because it originally came out on Xbox and it was really more made for the Xbox, and so it was a bad port. But I didn't know at the time, and I just absolutely loved it for what it was. So, and that's where my gaming, I don't know, love for story-based games really came from. So, from there, really. So, Anything else?
Did you not get a personal computer at any point? Are you still just
Oh
doing
no, I
consoles?
don't. I work with PCs, mate. I don't want anything to do with them. They can burn to the fucking ground for all I care. I can't stand them. Honestly, it's my job.
Yeah. Be honest, Stu. Don't hold back.
No, it's my job, and I've got a gaming laptop, and it's a good one. And I don't play anything on it. Can't be asked. I just want a console.
Part of the master race. You're just hiding it now.
No, not at all. I have the ability to make a rig, and it'll be a good rig, and I just cannot be asked with all the pissing about with drivers and then updating it every other week because you don't have the latest graphics card. I don't care. So all I want to do, get a game on and play it. That's all I care about. Enjoy myself. Luckily, I've got a great bunch of mates as well who I play online with when I want to play online, and then when I want to play my story games and all that kind of stuff, I've got that as well. So it's nice, But I haven't got a PC.
But you change your setting to pretend you're offline so you can play on your own, so they leave you alone.
No. Well, it depends sometimes. If you don't want to be disturbed, it's a good one.
Exactly.
So.
I know loads of people that do that. There are loads of people that put the settings to offline just for a private time. It's like, how pestered are you? That's horrible. That's a great history. I think I've mentioned it quite a few times that my recall memory of anything prior to 3 years ago is distant and hard. But well done for pulling all that together, Stu. Because it is difficult to reach that far back about something that you're passionate about and something that's kind of shaped your life and what have you. But well done, mate.
Oh,
well
thank
done.
you very much.
So, do you find yourself dabbling in the retro, having such a great passion and introduction? Do you find yourself dabbling into that stuff now?
Not really, no, because I've never really been into platform. I think that's probably why I may have dropped off after the PS1, because a lot of games back then, because they were just experimenting with 3D, and I wasn't into platformers. I'm still not. I just don't really like them and things like that. So there'll be like the classic games like Joust, those quick little party hit games, where you can play in a little group and that, so the co-op and all that stuff. But I don't know. I couldn't sit there and just play horoscope skiing. For 2 hours or whatever.
I'll have to keep working on you, Stu. I'll get you there.
He'll butter you up and lather up so far. Honestly, you'll slip into his world.
To be fair, it's not me going, I only want new games. I am not bothered whether it's new or not. It's just I know the kind of genres I do like, and to be fair, I've always been bad at platformers, especially ball busting platformers like Super Meat Boy and all that rubbish. It's just no. That's not.
What's quite interesting about that, Stu, is that when you started, we should have mentioned this way earlier on, by the way. But of course,
for those who don't know Stu,
the Year of Shame 8.
Yeah.
Stu was in that. You did a stream
co-host.
Puppeteer on the PS3.
Yes. Yeah. Loved that game.
Absolutely blew my mind. That did watching that.
Yeah.
For a PS3 game. It looks.
It's amazing the way. If you read the history of that as well, unfortunately, Studio Japan now Sony closed it for some bizarre reason. But you read the history in that, and the development of it was just incredible. The developers who worked on it were just A tier, but they got no recognition from anybody. It was a game which completely went under the radar. So, and I knew I had it for a long time, and I really liked it, but I never completed it. And I thought, well, Year of Shame, I'm in that. I might as well put that on my list and sort that out. So, but actually, I think I managed to tick off quite a few games off on the when I was on there. So,
well, that leads into the next questions, really. First one would be, how did you get involved with the Midlife gamer community?
Well, the community just in general.
In general.
Oh, okay.
Before you slipped into Year of Shame.
Right. I went to an MLG meetup at the NEC when EGX was at the NEC. Oh, when was that? 2017, was it? 16? I think you were there, Dave, the first time I went.
Yeah, it was. Because it was 16, the one where 17. They had the TIE fighter and everything.
Yeah, that's it. And to be fair, I didn't really know about the community, but like Dave knew some guys and that, so I came along to that, and then I met a few guys, and everybody was just ridiculously friendly. Everybody's just relaxed, and the best thing is
friendly.
Everybody, no. Everybody.
Did you get touched up, Stu? Did you get touched up?
Yeah, but I liked it. Neale. I liked it. Especially when you did it. It was lovely. What I liked about it though,
Joe milked him.
Yeah.
So you go into the expo, and it's all just loud bar noise, and it's just everybody's queuing for hours, and there's just lots of kids running around. And you go to the is it the Atrium, the pub in the NEC? Yeah.
The Atrium.
Yeah, and you go there, and there's just loads of people your age just having a really nice chat and just having a laugh and just being nice. So that was my first introduction into MLG. The YoS stuff, and that was a few years later, the YoS stuff, but I don't know, a call went out. That was it. Steve Addercoat, was it? And
yes.
Oh, who else was it? Toby. And his name escapes me. Anyway, they were coming to the end, and I've been listening to Richard Forder. That's it. Of course. How could I forget that? So they were coming to the end, and then they just put a call out, like what you guys did, recently. And so I just answered, and then it was really weird, actually. I'm not normally I'm a social person, but I'm not, it's very rare for me to go outside my comfort zone. I know the group of people I know. So when I did the YoS, to be fair, the only person I knew, and I only knew Packer through MLG because he was asking recommendations for PSVR games, and I sent him one. And then, and that's how I got to know him. And then, but then Richard, James, and Dwayne, I may have played with them a couple of times in Destiny and things like that, but I didn't really know them. So that was like a big, so it was like completely thrown into new things, which are completely out of my comfort zone. But then, we ended up being really good friends, and, history, and all that's history. So, but that's how I got into it. The call went out, and I just went, yeah, why not? I can do that. And I got really into it.
Podcast is easy.
I got really into it.
How well it went.
1, 2, 3, clap.
I have to say that your year is probably my particular favourite. It was just spectacular.
It was
so
I
good.
don't know. It was. You know what though? All of us had our roles, but there was two people who were like, I think they were the fish on the hooks for everybody. It was like Packer and Rich, and the way their chemistry hooked off. And blame on to Dave. He was such a game on sport. He was just ribbed constantly. We did like Packers challenged. So things like
challenged.
that. It was just like completely all the time having a go at him and that. But no, it was, I don't know, we just sort of made it into a fun thing. I mean, it's fun before. I mean, I've enjoyed it. Trust me, I've listened to them all, which we'll probably get into in a bit. But it was just, I don't know, a bit different to what it normally was. So it was more of a...
Because previously it's been about the challenge and how hard the challenge is and the trouble and strife, where I think you guys turned it on its head and actually made it about making friends and having fun.
Yeah, that's it. And made a bit of a competition of it as well, So we did the challenge bit, we talked about the games and whatever, but then, to be fair, that was probably 10% of the show. Then the rest is right there. How can we stitch Dave up, or what can we do with this and what can we do with that? So no, it was.
See, our year, it's how can we switch Dave off? Shut up! Stop talking games.
See, I think we've probably spent the similar 10% of it on the challenge, but the other 90% has just been utter nonsense.
Absolute garbage.
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed listening to it, so it's all been good.
It's been good. So. Worth mentioning at this point is, of course, Stu is also our custodian. He's the keeper of Year of Shame, effectively.
So is he Zool?
Well,
yes, I'm
Zool. Who's the keymaster? It's Dave, innit? With his colander on his head. Yes, so Stu did an absolutely colossal amount of work. He got together, contacted everyone from previous years of Shames, got every episode together, collated them all onto YouTube and so on, put them all onto the various streaming services, so that's how you can all access them now. So yeah, big round of applause for Stu, because basically without him,
thank you very much,
it would all just be become sort of Steve right in the afternoon now.
I enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm a techie at the end of the day, and I just really liked it. I actually liked the challenge of trying to find these old episodes, because some of them I could get from source. Others I had to find on the internet and stream them and record them and then remaster them, which was mad. So I had to sit there and like do all that kind of stuff. Like, there's a couple of seasons, I forgot which ones they are now. But it was
HD remaster.
Yeah, it was absolutely
garbage.
Mental. Yeah, but everybody I spoke to, they were all like, happy. Oh yeah, I've got the files. Here you go. You can have all these and that. So all it's in there. So yeah, so every single episode, every single year, it's all on there. So it's all good. I've just enjoyed it, and now it's a really easy job now. It's just tick it over. You guys give me the file. I prep it, upload it, done. Very little for me to do, and I quite like it. So.
Well, the thing is this, Stu, you sort of pioneered and spearheaded it. Your year was well into the Twitch year and the streaming year as well. And you guys with the logbox now, that's like a big connect part of that podcast. Like how was like podcasting and all that new, and you just went, you know what?
I've never done podcasting and never done streaming until we did YoSX, and it was just like it's like anything, when you start out. And you don't really care because you don't know what you're doing, but you're excited about working things out. So you make a ton of mistakes, but you don't care. It's only when you get further on and you do stuff now, and it's like going, "Oh God, I wouldn't do it like that now." Which is a shame because
it's intense.
No, but
sounds like sex life.
Sounds like me every single day I wake up.
But it's that not knowing stuff as well. It's brilliant, it's just all exciting. And I remember we did the live show, the Christmas one. That was a complete and utter. I had no idea what I was doing. I had a Twitch stream going, a YouTube channel going, and this going. We were recording it, and then we were going into a game after it, and it all works somehow. I've no idea it did, but that was all completely seat to pants kind of stuff. But I don't know. It added a little bit different as well because we knew YoS always had a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel, but it was never used. So we just thought, well, why not? We might as well do it. So we sank all our consoles up to it, and so anytime we did this, so we just streamed and that, and then I got into OBS, and so I love that as well, and used to do that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was really enjoyable. To be fair, I learned a lot of stuff through iOS as well. So if it wasn't for YoS, I wouldn't be doing logbox stuff. So so it started there.
I did a similar thing for this year. I haven't done nearly as much streaming as you lot, but I really enjoyed learning how to. I made the jingles and. Learning to stream, learning how OBS works. We've done a few like the movie nights and things like that.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
Great laugh.
Yeah. They're good. What game did? The one stream I did love though. Did you ever see the PT one I did?
Yeah.
That was honestly, I am terrible at horror games. I'm rubbish at horror, and I'm rubbish at horror games. Don't do it. So I was in this room, what I'm in now, which obviously the listeners can't see, but I had all the lights off. And I had my little hood up as well, trying to play this game. There's this one scene, he just jumped out and literally shit my pants. He was brilliant. That was on my list because I got PT. That was the thing, because you can't even download it anymore. But I had it on my PS4, and I'm going, no, I've still got this. I had this now for 3 years. I've never played it. But I've got it, but I can't get rid of it because it's one of those rare things you can't get rid of. So, and I never played it because I was too scared.
Talking about that, how big was your pile of shame? When you started, can you remember?
I have my spreadsheet right in front of me.
Yes, good lad.
Wow. Okay. I think I've narrowed it down to the ones I've actually completed, but on my list I had 108 games. When you first go into something, you're going, right then, 12 months, that's easy. Yeah. I'm going to do this. Okay, we forget Dave in this. Bits. We forget Dave in this because Dave does that. So, Dave, ignore Dave. So I've got 1 million games and I can complete all of them. And Dave probably has completed 1,000,001 by now. But I got down to, I think I did about 20 in the end. And some of them were quite long form games like Watch Dogs. Oh no, Watch Dogs 2, I pack-a-fived it because I hated it. But things like Assassin's Creed, that was Assassin's Creed, that took up so much of my time. Because I played that at the beginning of the year, and I think I finished it about May.
Which one was it?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Jesus.
And also Division 2, at that point, was really big in my life. And they released the Gangs of New York DLC, and that was it.
It was nearly an intervention at one point.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Your wife was calling me, the kids were crying, hungry.
I remember I actually bought the DLC while we were recording the show, so I'm the one who had the clang, the shame clang. So, but some of the most hated game though on my list, which I completed, and I did actually complete it, was called Republic. If you've ever played it, it's so bad. Well, no, actually, I'll rephrase that. This game is made of two halves. I think it was a Kickstarter game or whatever. And you can tell it's two there's two halves to this game. It's not meant to be. The first half was really good, well structured, well paced. The second half, I had no idea what was going on. It just fell apart. The controls were rubbish. They tried to bring in new mechanics into the game, which didn't need it, and it was just rubbish. But
that sounds like me and Neale playing anything, really. Have a drink halfway through, forget what we're doing, forget the controls. Next time we play, new game.
It's a brand new game. This is a marvel. Is this a sequel? Have I played this before?
But I think I did okay. I mean, I could have done better, but it's another game which was quite disappointing. Remember We Happy Few?
Yeah.
Remember that one? Yeah, that got a big Xbox revealed into it when that was announced, and then it was in development hell for a while. Really see, I mean, the aesthetic is really good, but it's not a very good game.
Did they not completely? They completely revamped that game, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It was a survival. I wouldn't say horror, but survival game, and it ended up being this fetch quest game. That's how it ended up being. Nothing else. It was a bit. I mean, it was a nice aesthetic and all that kind of stuff. So, but I think my favourite one. I'm just looking at my list now. BioShock Infinite, the DLC. I never played Burial at Sea, and my God. It was incredible.
Great.
Absolutely. I love BioShock, but I never played that DLC. Absolutely blew me away. So that's the highlight of mine when I was doing Year of Shame and there. So, but yeah.
Do you remember what your Joker was?
Yeah, it was a Division 2 DLC.
Ah, that's a hammering then.
Yeah, he did.
So looking back then, what were your high or low points of the challenge?
Oh, I didn't really have any low points because this is going to sound very strange, but COVID had just hit when we kind of started, or it hit around about March. So everybody was in lockdown anyway. So in a way, we had more free time to do stuff. And it was just a lot easier. To be fair, it's harder. I think it's harder now to do stuff because people have now got back to normal life, and normal life has got in the way. And, obviously people have got things to do and all that kind of stuff. So trying scheduling, which everybody knows is a bit of a nightmare at times. But back then, I think it was just easier because everybody's working from home. Well, I wasn't, unfortunately. I had to go in every day. But it was just easier to schedule and things like that. So lows, I don't know. I didn't really have any low. I didn't really miss not buying any games.
That's awesome.
Because I was severely into Division 2 and I knew I was going to buy the DLC, and it was like, and I also got my back catalogue, which I quite liked, so the highs, I don't know, the highs were meeting the boys, and now we're doing a podcast anyway after YoS, so, it's that, friendships. Apparently with Dwayne, I used to play Destiny with him, I can't remember. Sorry, Dwayne. I can't remember.
Everybody just...
He won't listen to this. He would have disliked and unsubscribed a long time ago.
Well, he did after what said earlier on, and go, hey, subscribe. That was you, wasn't it, Joe? On the last episode.
After Joe's
he told everybody to
instructions.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Well done, Joe.
We'll only have 5 listens this next month. Just us.
So, but no, it was really getting to know that James, Rich, Dave, and Dwayne. It's and they're friends for life. So that's the highs of that one.
Awesome, that's amazing.
So, talking about that, then, did the challenge change your spending habits at all afterwards?
No, because I bought a PS5 basically as soon as I could. so no, not really. It's I think for a few months, or even probably 6 months, I was probably more cautious going, look, if I'm going to buy this, am I really going to play it? But I do have the mindset now, unless it's a game I desperately want. To be fair, I won't buy it day one, because day one, it's broke. I'm buying the worst version at the most price. If I leave it 3 months, I'll buy the version which is patched, and it's probably half the price. So really, it's like, well, if you can wait. But then FOMO, everybody knows about FOMO, and that's when it really kicks in. So, but luckily, I've had really nothing other. The game which has got me by the balls at the moment is a multiplayer game. It's Fortnite. It's just ridiculous. And I'm talking no build. I can't do anything else. Just only can do no build. But again, it's a free to play game. It's up to you if you want to pay money on it. And all that stuff. So yeah.
See, that's the thing though, is that you hit a really good point. Is waiting, getting the best version for the cheaper price. That's good. That's good for kind of standard games. But when it's that, if it's that DLC,
Yeah.
for that multiplayer game, if there was another massive, I mean, obviously they're not, because they're more than likely going to announce Division 3, in the months, years to come, kind of thing. But if they were going to drop another massive DL, kind of expansion, then you'd buy that day one.
Well, like the games I would definitely buy day one would be if it was a new Mass Effect game. I've already pre-ordered the whatever version, have my money, don't care. Even Andromeda, I quite liked it. Sorry.
Yeah, I do.
And I think Division, but I don't know, maybe The Last of Us, if there's like when Last of Us 3 drops and stuff, but I don't know, I could quite happily wait. Like the one I'm really happy I waited for and I picked it up for a tenner was Cyberpunk, and I'm playing that at the moment, and my God, that's a good game. That is
awesome,
such a good game. I didn't realise it was so story heavy. It just goes on and on and on, but I like that, and that's fine. I know it might not appeal to everybody, but I like that. Oh, I'm now talking for half an hour, not doing anything, and I can't do anything else but talk to this person. But I'm up for that. So, and the combat's all right.
Weren't you massively into Deus Ex?
Oh,
as well?
It's this is why I like Cyberpunk, because it's the only thing I've got to my Deus Ex. I've got at the moment. Now, who did they sell? Is it Embracer now who owns Deus Ex?
Not sure.
Because they buy Tomb Raider and that from Square Enix. Anyway, so I'm hoping because now they've owned by somebody else, that franchise, it will get a reboot and I can get back to my Jansen. Oh, I love it. I love Deus Ex.
Fingers crossed.
I know. So,
hey, question for you, Stu. Now you after missing out some PlayStation life cycles, generations, sorry. You got yourself a PS5 now. You're loving it. You're loving being.
PS5 is the best PS4 I've ever owned.
Well said.
It is. It's amazing. It's an amazing machine. But my God, they really do need to be making some PS5 only games for that thing. And then when they do, then that's when it'll start to shine properly. So
well, that's an odd one. Isn't it? That's what stopped me from wanting one. Is that everything? If they've done me a favour, and I'm going to complain about it now. If they'd made all the games PS5 exclusive,
yeah,
I'd have bought it.
Yeah,
I'd probably bought it last year probably.
I can understand,
but because I'm just like, am I going to pay £500 to just put some polish on the game?
You know what though? I think after using it, I really do think it's worth it. I've got a Pro and I got a normal PS4, and I do because they're in the house and the kids use them and that. Honestly, the PS5 is way better, and I'm glad I've got it.
It might reduce the noise complaints.
I understand why though. I mean, if you're a business and you know that you can sell X amount and you've got all these platforms, why would you not do it? I understand why they're doing it. It's frustrating for people like us though, who want, come on, you can do better. So, I mean, it's like, I'll admit, I'm not really into the God of War games, but and I have no idea about the new God of War. Apparently it's very good and whatever, but one of the major complaints, and it's not about the game itself, you could tell it's been written for a PS4. Because they're using all the tricks for a PS4, and I'm just thinking, oh, that's such a shame. That's like
it's the loads of climbing through crags.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, which is fine. I mean, when we did that with Uncharted on the PS3, that was awesome. You're going, oh wow, I can't believe they can do that. It's really cool. But now it's a trick and things like that. Yeah. It's just a shame, really. And it is what it is. I mean,
it's an elevated, Stu. It's a Mass Effect elevator.
Have you played Legendary Edition though? You can skip all that, but I don't because I want to listen to all the conversations. So
yes, exactly. I listen to the news reports of the things I've done previously. Oh, it's brilliant. Of course I do. Sorry, had to jump in with that bit then.
Big question for you then, Stu. Would you do the Year of Shame challenge again?
No.
That was a good job. I had a glass of wine to my lips then. It's a good job I didn't actually swallow, because I would have spat everywhere.
And no real
reason.
No real reason why not. I don't need to be held, to the balls with what I want to buy and stuff, because I don't go that nuts anyway. So I'm okay. I end up buying nuts on buying cables. So if there was a Year of Shame for buying cables, then I will do that one. But this
Year
kind
of cables.
Yeah, the Year of cables.
The year of the draw.
Oh, I got very
cable drawer.
I'm looking around my office now, and it looks like there's a serious giant bird building something.
I have no idea what this cable is. I have no.
Hold
I
it
have
up.
no
Stu
idea.
will tell you.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Right, so Stu, what does this cable do?
It's a
That's
USB extender.
That's a USB extender. Dave, that was mine, not yours.
Isn't it?
I couldn't help it. I got all excited and I got there too quickly.
Yeah, I have got things I just don't understand in this world. I don't get them.
No, but I hope Euroshow though continues for years and years and years. It's great. It is a good thing, and I love it. I love how your rules are the most funniest. Because I remember when we did ours, I was there going, "No, we have got the rules, and they're in stamp, and we will not divert from the rules." And we got shit from when we did divert the rules, not by the community. To be fair, the community didn't care. We gave ourselves shit. Really bad shit, what was it? Cheating Bastard theme tune. That's where all that come from.
Yes.
So, and that was deployed many a time. But like your rules, it's sort of whatever. Yeah, but what I like about it, it's the biggest thing I had. I think it was when Game Pass got popular or was really coming to it, and you go, well, how are we going to do this? Previous years is easy. You don't buy a game. Done. There was no subscription services really. End. Now it's like, well, okay, I've got PS Plus, I've got game, I've got I've got all these subscription services going off, and like, well, how do you? And it's not fair. You've spent, that money over that year, and you may have bought 2 or 3 years, and you can't use it for a whole year. So, but I like the way that you guys have like done little different things, like Joe with his mates PS4 and Matt with his Money Matters and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it's turning YoS upside down again and having a different angle. I think when it all first started, everybody was really like, no, you cannot buy a game or we will come and hunt you and kill you all and all that kind of stuff. But now I think after years and years, it's just more relaxed and it's like, yeah, do what you want. Of course you can do what you want. At the end of the day, who cares?
I was listening to an old one today. I was listening to the blah blah with Colm, and didn't he fail a year because he bought an amiibo? God help him, I'd have been laughing.
Yeah, but there was some real rule. I mean, back then, I suppose the real rule. What was that one where somebody would trade in a load of games to buy other games? But because they said, well, we're trading in and I've spent no actual real money, therefore I've not spent any money, so therefore I can have this brand new game. Oh no, that's a rule, Ben.
Nah,
but you know what? Nowadays, you know what? My view on this one, if you're written in the rules, who cares? As long as you've got your own rules and you follow your own rules, who cares?
I'm a bit disappointed none of us used the combat rule. We had a combat or the hedge rule.
What's that one? What's that one?
You're allowed a game as long as you win it by combat. That's
why didn't you say
And
or if it's found specifically in a hedge. If you find a game in a hedge, you can have it.
Yeah, the Basil rule.
Yeah. If it's got trucker scum all over it, then you can play it.
Well, I think you ought to do next year then. Tell to bugger off, and you can do it all next year and do that rule.
You'll be hearing about that all in due course, young man. Anyway then, Stu, obviously we've skirted around a few of your things. This is your section where have you got anything to pimp?
Nothing at all. Oh, no, wait.
God, I can't believe we're all mouthing to him here.
As everybody's listened to this, you've probably gathered that now I do something else with the previous year of shame 8 hosts, and that's called the League of Gaming Gentlemen, and that is basically kind of we're doing a season 2 now. We're going to change the format a little bit to make it more consistent and when we do the output, but it was sort of based on what we did with the YoS. So as the competitions, now it was just we would always in YoS we was just the competition was against Dave only, just Dave. We're just picking on Dave. That's it. But this one is like competition about all of us. It's like we've got a league table, and so we'll pick various games, and then we go to play them, and we got physical challenges and all that. So it's really the stats and the adventure of that, and the piss taking and the comedy around all that stuff. So that's the main thing.
I loved watching you guys trying to put together a Lego set as quick as possible, and everybody had recorded their respective tables with like, okay, well, I guess, and watching 5 people's different approaches to the methodical person who takes all of them out and double checks them compared to the chaos of just bash.
Rubik's cubing it.
Yeah. So, and but yeah, it's so that's what we're doing now. That's you can find me. So you can go to the log box. Just type it in Google, LOGG log box, and then you'll just find us from there. So, but one of the competitions I did really enjoy, and I actually won because I can't believe how pig-headed I was. It was the biscuit dunking competition. Did you see that one?
Yes.
I was the one who did 2 hours dunking a biscuit. Everybody else just went, I ain't doing this. And they went off like normal people would. Normal people would do that. No. I hold a biscuit and see if it would bend for 2 hours. I was watching episodes of Daredevil at the same time.
Well, I don't want to spoil too much, but what was the 2-hour Dunkin' biscuit?
Oh, God, I can't remember. Oh, it was, what was it now?
A credit card? So metal?
No.
I'm going to guess chocolate digestive.
No, they're the worst. And Hobnobs, terrible. I can't even remember what it was. It was a caramel. It was like a caramel
Garibaldi?
hobnob chocolate thing, but because it had the caramel, it was reinforced. That was it.
It had a core. It had a centre.
And a steel pipe through it as well.
Yeah, exactly. You playing Conkers. You just drilled through a stone, didn't you?
No, we couldn't do that. We had to open the packets, and everybody had to check them all out and things like that. So we don't cheat.
So if anybody wants to get in contact with you then, Stu, how do they do that?
You can find us on Facebook, which you just look for The Logbox, or you can email me or the boys at thelogbox@gmail.com. And that's probably the best way to go. Best thing to do is just join the Facebook group, and that's the easiest one. So it's the League of Gaming Gentlemen. And we've just finished recording the final episode of season 1, which has taken 18 months now to complete. So, but we are doing a season 2.
Wow, this sounds like
we will
Avatar.
Be back.
Pure epic.
We will
it's
be
in
back.
3D, this episode.
It's going to get 1 billion views in 2 weeks.
I hope so. No, it's all a good laugh. And we're all doing it. We're all good friends as well. So, and I hope that all comes over as well when, and we're talking. It's just an extension of YoSX. It's just us again, just doing it over there. That's all. So.
Good stuff then. Well, thanks for that, Stu, and everybody else. And we'll bid you all a good night.
Thank you.
Night, Evie.
See you later. Just like and subscribe.